Happy Thursday, everybody. Bitcoin Chris checking in yet again, and it is Thursday the 9th. And Bitcoin's on sale, Bitcoin's on sale, Bitcoin's on sale. We're going to jump into, of course, the Bitcoin price, see what's going on. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the KYC pass, how you can bypass KYC. Of course, we're going to go over some current events, news, tweets, CoinGlass, and we're going to be talking with Jake Fever as well at 3:45. He'll hop on, so we'll talk a little bit as well. And with that being said, make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe. Also, supposed to be giving away some satoshis, but we'll see how many people actually follow directions. Because the subscribers are supposed to leave their Bitcoin addresses in the comments, and they can receive some satoshis. So if you have subscribed to the YouTube channel and you've been watching, then you're supposed to leave a comment with your Bitcoin wallet, and you're going to receive some satoshis. So we'll see who actually follow directions. I was taking a break off of streaming. I used to stream almost pretty much every day. But it's good to take a break and take a fast from things. So I took a break, and now I'm slowly getting back into the swing of things. And of course, I have a ton of other things that I'm working on as well. So thanks to everybody being here. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube, if you're watching on X, hit that like button. And don't forget to head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Get your $10 free Bitcoin. Not only that, don't forget that we are throwing a Bitcoin party in July here in Orlando, Florida. It's called Bit Exit, and we are going to be having a bunch of special guests. And make sure you guys check that out at bit-exit.com, or you can click the link in my bio, and then you guys can pre-order my new book, bitcoin-fiatdad.com, at bitcoinfiatdad.com, or scan this QR code right here. And the book is almost done. So shout out to everybody that's already pre-ordered. All right. So with that being said, let's jump into the Bitcoin price, and then we'll chat with, of course, Jake Fever when he gets on. So let's jump right into the charts. My internet's acting crazy. So let's see if we can reset this real quick. All right, while we're waiting for that, let's just jump into the bypass of the KYC, right? KYC is going around everywhere on every exchange because they are cracking down. USA don't want anybody making money, and doesn't want anybody trading in general. So what we're going to do is we are going to, I actually left the link in my Twitter feed, so let me go back there real quick. All right, cool. So let's continue. We're gonna scroll down here, and I hope you guys are having a good day. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. And since we're on Twitter, we're gonna jump into Twitter first. Then I'll jump into the KYC bypass, and we'll jump into the charts, and then Jake Fever is actually here, so we'll jump right into that as well. So my watermelon and cantaloupe plants are flourishing in this hot Florida weather. I don't know if you guys can see how crispy this looks, but the iPhone 15 Max Pro Plus is amazing. So shout out to Apple. New music dropping May 26th, but let me find the tweet here. Here it is. Bing X just gave me a notification that they're going to need KYC by the 15th, so I went ahead and got my Powell ID, and I'm going to be using Bybit for my trades and Bing X for stock leverage. So here's the link for that. So if you guys are interested in that, All you do, it's actually $250 to get this, but you'll be able to bypass KYC and you'll be able to trade if you do trade. I recommend that you don't trade and that you just stack your Bitcoin and chill. But if you are going to trade, then why not order this and use the exchanges that they're trying to block you from. So use that link that I shared, and then you guys can do the same thing. You don't have to use the link. I don't care if you use the link. Um, rnsid.com or rnsid/app, and you guys can get your own ID. All right, benefits. So make sure you guys go check that out. All right, so that's that. Since Jake Fever's here, we're gonna go ahead and have him hop in real quick. And now my charts are better and loading. So let's go ahead and do that as well. All right, everybody welcome in Jake.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, brother?
Everything good? You hear me well?
I'm alive and well. Can't complain.
All right.
You doing all right?
Yeah. What's up, man? What we got? What we got?
We're just gonna look at Bitcoin real quick. Look at the price real quick, and then we'll jump into some tweets, and then we'll go ahead and jump into what's been going on with the Bitcoin prices and the news and all that good stuff. But wanted to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining. Let me close this real quick. And for those that don't know you, I mean, let everybody know a little bit about yourself. And
Okay. Well, I'm Jake Fever. I do drink reviews, and I'm a Bitcoiner. So basically, I'm a Hennessy collector, drink reviewer, Bitcoiner, and I just like to have fun on the internet. I do mostly trolling because I don't like to bother people that don't buy Bitcoin, and I just like to mix drinks and stuff like that. So as you can see, I got a bar in the background. I got my Bitcoin bottle right here because I always got to keep it on me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what it is, though. But I'm just having fun on this internet thing until Bitcoin blow up and I just disappear off of it.
Absolutely. Excellent. So like I said, thank you for joining, and I appreciate you. Let's jump into the price of Bitcoin real quick before we start talking our talk, right? So Bitcoin right now hit a low of 60,601. That was 7 a.m. this morning, and since then we had a high of 62,684, and it looks like we're just in this range between 62,000 and 60,000. So hopefully we can head higher from here, but let's go ahead and zoom out, look at the hourly chart. Do you do any TA, or do you not believe in TA, or you don't care about TA? What are your thoughts on TA?
I don't really believe in a lot of the TA stuff, but I do understand why people would like a higher percentage and a higher chance, because I don't really trade a hodl. You know what I'm saying? So I just sit there and wait. When it go down,
and to be honest with you, I used to hate on TA and used to talk crazy about TA and used to not care about TA at all. And then then I found James, and then I found Crypto Face, and then I found Jason Casper, and these are three people that trade using Market Cipher, and and they're doing it live, right? And they're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars trading Bitcoin. So, I have to see it to believe it. So once I saw it, and I've been following them for a long time, I'm like, okay, well, they obviously doing something right, and they're obviously, trading using the chart. So ever since I seen that, I was like, all right, let me change my mind, right? Because once you get in from new information, then you want to change your mind, right, and make an informed decision. So ever since then, I'm like,
I feel you 100%. I see the value of TA for some people, but for me, I'm gonna have to change my whole personality and lifestyle, because like I'm gonna have to study it. I'm gonna have to put in the work. Then I'm gonna have to change like my gambling like habit that I have when I'm doing TA. I'll be like, I'll chase the money. So I'll just like, man, I'm not doing all that, bro. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go ahead and just sit this TA thing out. But I know for a fact, like you said, there's people that's making big money, but they don't like it's a big discipline thing, and the only people that can control that discipline is you yourself. Like nobody can coach you into that. And when people say you got to be disciplined and follow the rules, like even if your money get hit by like your triggers get hit by like $1, you can't go back in there and chase it. You got to be disciplined. You be like, oh, it's just $1. No, that matters. You know what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
and I'm not that type of person. I'll be like, bro, it was just $1 away. I'm going back. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely have to be disciplined, and you got to definitely take your emotions out of trading for sure. So you're absolutely right. But yeah, absolutely. Some people can trade, some people can't. And that's why I say, and I give that disclaimer, hey, if you don't trade, I tell people all the time, don't trade, right? It's easier and it's better for you to just stack your Bitcoin and chill. And if you are going to trade, just use a baby bag, right? Use a little baby bag and trade with that. Because most traders lose their money anyway, right? So set stop losses, be smart about it, but not everybody's gonna listen, and most people do get clapped up. But no
Chris,
worries.
I do exactly what you just said. Like I'll pick up on TA. I know it's a good move. I know it's an 80% move, and I'll just trade my small bag. You know, I don't trade
Exactly.
big. So I do
Exactly.
exactly what you say. So I do kind of trade a little bit, but like I use it as like a little gambling fun.
And absolutely, and then also if you're doing DCA, then it's also wise to look at the charts, because if you're DCAing, you want to DCA at the lowest possible price that you can, right? So if
Oh
you
yeah,
if you
of
trying
course.
to DCA, you just keep buying the top. It's not really going it's not really going to help you until it hits a higher high or the all time high. But if you're over here looking at the chart just to DCA, which I always say, all right, well, hey, Bitcoin's on sale. It's actually a great buying opportunity because now you can buy it at a cheaper price, and now your dollar cost average is much lower. So it's
Big
actually
fact.
great for that as well. So no
It'd be crazy
worries.
not to buy the stuff that you want when it's on sale.
It's crazy. People cry about it, but I get excited when Bitcoin's on sale, and I'm actually hoping that we go lower, but we shall see. So on the hourly time frame, we're looking pretty good. Let's just jump to the 4 hour real quick and get up out of here with the TA. We have the green dot here at 8 o'clock this morning. Obviously, when you saw the green dot this morning, we went from again 60,000 up to where we are now, 62,000 up 62,500 up about or 300 up about $2,300. So if you're trading leverage, that's one thing to do, that you can make some money. And the daily, let's look at that. I did post yesterday that the daily was looking very bearish. We did have the red dot, but this could curve up. I'm looking for the 618 level if we can. Yep, if we can hold, which we did. So next target is 67,000. We shall see if we get there. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. All right, so that's it for today's TA for Bitcoin, and let's just look at the DXY because that's the dollar strength index. Looks like we're coming down on the daily, which is great for Bitcoin and all assets. So I'm expecting us to head lower. Excellent. And let's just do a quick fib from the bottom to the top. And we're looking at 103 as a target. Let me put an alert here for when we hit that. All right, cool. And that would be a 1% drop in the dollar purchasing power. All right, so that's enough of TA because I know some of y'all don't like TA, some of y'all do, but it's all good. We're here to just chit chat and talk Bitcoin. All right, so we're actually going to jump into CoinGlass and look at some of the data. But again, let's
I
talk
got a question
about
about TA for you real quick. Let's
absolutely.
before we jump off TA. It's one thing I do look at is the 200-day moving average, and I know you
Absolutely.
said we hope it go down. I don't know if you can pull that up because I watch other people talk about it,
Yeah,
and
let
I
me
think
let
it's
me do
like
that
at
for you.
50, 52, 51,000. And I think
Yeah,
if
actually,
we do go down, that'll be about as far as down we'll go. Uh, and then it should because we're in a bull run right now, and usually we stay above that 200-day moving average for a long, long time, and we get really
absolutely.
far away from it. So, like, I'm not a TA guy; I'm a fundamental guy. I watch stuff that trends over time, and yeah, it's part of TA, but it's a part of the fundamentals of Bitcoin as well. Just like we dip after the halving almost every halving. Like we usually get a little run up before every halving, and then that dip comes, and then the miners reset themselves. Stuff like that. I watch and I make moves off those things.
That's a great analysis because even British HODL And a lot of people talk about the 200-day moving average. So let me pull that up for you now, because that's a great indicator to watch. Because like you said, that's where you want to be buying at. So let's make this. I'm gonna make this orange, and let's make it a little bit thicker. And let's go to the daily. All right, so the 200-day moving average on the daily is 52,000. And if you watched any of my videos in the past, I did do TA and did the Fibonacci retracements, which is down to 52,000, which lines up with the 200-day moving average. And not only that, that's where we have our our bull flag here from the last time that we were in this range back in February. So not only is it a support resistance flip in this area. It's a 200-day moving average area to DCA and buy at, which anytime let's go to the weekly. Anytime we hit that 200-day moving average, like you said, we're not there long. Here was from, whew, this one was long because this was
That
this
was
was
like the bear
FTX.
market. That was the bear
Yeah, that
market.
was FTX in the bear market, exactly. So anytime that you're underneath the 200-day moving average, I even see the 300-day moving average on some people's charts. So anytime you're under the 200-day moving average, then that would be the ideal time to be DCAing, because obviously this is our low point, and then from there off to the races. I do have a uh, bull flag here for 106,000 long term on the weekly as well. But let's go back, like you said. Let's go back in time, like you said. 200-day moving average is 2018. This is from November to April. So we were over here at $3,000. This is COVID. No, this isn't COVID. This was that 20. This is that 20K pullback. That 20K pullback from like $1,000. This is when I first heard about Bitcoin. Was back here. It's like $600, $700, $800, $900. I'm like, I'm not buying this stock. And then it went whoop.
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything about Bitcoin back then, but I found out about Max and Stacy. I did the research. I put in over 100 hours of research into studying Bitcoin. So as you can see here, 2018 December, all the way up to 2019 of April, we were underneath the 200-day moving average. Came up. This was COVID right here, so we did pop back down, and then from there it was 60,000 from 3,000.
Yeah, that's why
69,000.
I tell people it only take 2 or 3 moves a year or every 2 years to actually make money in Bitcoin, because once it get under the 200-day moving average, you just load up, and then you're going to see it significantly go higher than the 200-day moving average. So
Absolutely.
that's my whole thing. Now, on the way down, it feels bad, but on the way up, it feels like you did the right thing.
Yeah, and also if you're exactly so if you're again, this is another reason why you know you don't want to be buying. You can DCA down, but that's probably going to hurt you. Feel like you said you're going to feel bad if you're DCAing all the way down, and then the price keeps going down. So you're gonna be like, man, what's going on? But if you're looking at the charts and you can see, all right, well, here's the 200-day moving average. Here's a 300-day moving average. Let me just wait until we come to that level or below it, and then start DCAing exactly what you're saying, and then that
Yeah,
way it'll be a much better opportunity for me, opportunity cost.
yeah,
So I changed it to the 300-day moving average here, and as you can see, it's a little bit better. So here it taps right exactly on the 300-day moving average in 2018, higher. Taps here again, higher. Here it's a little bit better, right under the 300-day moving average, higher. So I actually like the 200 and the 300-day moving average, and I actually haven't even been looking at the 300-day moving average. You actually reminded me of it when you said that you've been looking at the 200-day, but that's a
this little
great.
last tap right here. See, the expectations for me, like you say, the 106 is an easy 106. Like this ain't even went like the other ones went yet. We just now starting this next higher path. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. Let's see how many days this was. I don't know if that's right. 1,000 days. That's a week. Oh man, this is Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just know that 200-day, 300-day moving average. I hope we don't come down that low. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? I hope we do. I hope we don't, right? Either way, I'm gonna be a-okay, and I'm actually gonna be more excited if we hit the 200-day moving average. On the weekly, it's much lower. On the weekly, it's 32,000. If we're looking at the weekly, on the daily, again, it's gonna be 50,000, 52,000. So I think we're good, but I think we're in this flag, as you can see that I've drawn here, and this has been here. So hopefully we can come up and pop out. So that is the goal, and the target is 107, $107,000 Bitcoin, and hopefully we can hit that, uh, you know, towards the end of the year, and then head higher. But I don't think many people are ready for what's going to happen with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin always shocks and surprises everybody. So, you know, Bitcoin don't care what you got to say. Bitcoin don't care. Bitcoin don't care. Bitcoin gonna do what Bitcoin does. So, with that being said, so
Yeah,
you said you have a show and you talk about drinks, and you talk about Bitcoin as well. You got Bitcoin merch. Is that correct?
yeah, I got stuff like this, Bitcoin, like T-shirts and stuff, the money bag Bitcoin, and I have I got my own like financial thing that I do. It's called Money Grows on Trees Network. It got a few hundred followers on YouTube, but my drinking channel, I sometimes interview people, just interesting people, and have a drink with them, and then I do drink reviews, and I got like about 22,000, 20 or 25,000 subs now. So we're growing that, and I'm trying to grow the other one. I just be talking junk about Bitcoin on the other channel and just different money stuff. People who say stupid stuff about money, and me doing different little crazy stuff, buying
Like
altcoins,
reactions.
and showing people how the money goes up fast and doing just stuff like that.
Excellent. What data and what websites do you typically look at, and where do you get your news from?
My news? Oh, I get my news from everywhere, but I don't listen to the news. I listen to the news as noise, and then I go look up the projects that they talk about. So like I go to those everybody who's talking like altcoin, the crypto, RS, Big Boy, them, everybody who talks about crypto. Almost every name you like, you say, what's the boy, Crypto Face,
Yeah.
Mitch Ray, anybody who do TA, anybody talk about crypto, they all got something to offer, but I don't take their word as bond. Like even you, gentlemen of crypto, like anybody who say anything, right? And then I'll go look it up for myself, and then I'll make a decision on what I want to do with that information, how I feel about it. But the people that are tried and true is like the Max and Stacy, but I can't get with Max because he kind of like he really weird, a little bit. He off a little bit, so I listen to what he say, but I can't take too much from it. But my boy Michael Saylor, then I listen to all the news outlets. Anthony Papagliano usually on there, but like all the news outlets that anybody on there. Larry Finker is the one I've been listening to the most because he's been making the moves, and what he says kind of matters right now. But
Okay.
we already
Okay.
won though, man. Bitcoin already won, so I ain't really worried
Abs-
about that.
Absolutely. We have so many different people in the space and so many different voices. So you're absolutely right. You can't take one person's opinion and run with it. You gotta, listen to, a plethora of people, and then make an educated decision on what you're gonna do as far as what you're doing, right? So, absolutely.
I
I
listen to
definitely
the people
follow.
who hate it too, though, bro. I listen to like the Dave Ramseys that don't like it. I listen to Peter Schiff's that got an argument, and if it makes sense, I go look into that. Like, dang, that kind of makes sense. Let me look into why. And then if somebody can answer that question, why? Usually it's Robert Breedlove that can answer why it's better, why Bitcoin is better than this, and why. Robert Breedlove usually answer all my questions that I have. But the people who's negative about it, I listen to them too. And if it makes sense, I find out why it makes sense to me, and then try to figure out if Bitcoin is truly it. And it makes my confidence a little stronger.
Absolutely. I mean, back in 2020, I think, when did I get on Clubhouse? I think it was late 2020 to 2022. I was on Clubhouse, and I heard all the I've already been there and done that, right? I've already heard all the negative comments. I already heard all the arguments, because the arguments are just recycled, right? These are just people that are not educated, just now getting to the space and just now finding out and trying to figure out ways to pierce or pop Bitcoin, or just regurgitating talking points that haven't really been thought about, right? So when I've been on Clubhouse for over 2 years, probably year and a half to 2 years, every day, hours in, hours out, talking to people, orange pilling people, rebuttaling people, because I've done the research and I know my stuff, right? So when you know what's going on, and I don't even pay attention to the haters no more. I don't pay attention to Peter Schiff. I don't pay attention to any of those people because they're just ignorant, right? And I already know, like you said, we already won, right? And if they want to be ignorant to the facts of what Bitcoin really is, then that's them, right? I don't just like Satoshi said, if you don't get it by now, I don't have time to tell you because I've actually done the work. I've actually educated thousands and thousands and thousands of people all across the world about Bitcoin on Clubhouse. So for people at this point, we have the age of technology where we have the World Wide Web at our fingertips. And if you are ignorant to anything, it's really like it shows a lot about you. And I can understand people wanting to ask questions and people being skeptical, but at the same time, it's like I've heard all the arguments, right? I've heard the energy arguments. I've heard it's created by NSA. I've heard the quantum computer, argument. I've heard bigger block sizes. We like all that stuff's already been debunked, right? So
Yeah.
at this point, I've been in the space so long, it's annoying, right? It's really aggravating to me. And there's other people that can answer those questions. It's just not going to be me because I've actually, done that already for a long period of time.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like I'm the kind of burnt out on like I argue with somebody. I love arguing with people, but I'm burnt out on like trying to educate them the right way.
Yeah,
Because if they don't see it, they don't see it. They'll see it later. But what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to find my place in the actual Bitcoin ecosystem because like roads are being built. Somebody got to make sidewalks. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to put up stoplights. Somebody got to put up stop signs, yield signs, or something like that. Paint the road. I'm trying to figure out in this Bitcoin ecosystem where can I make the most Bitcoin at? How can I get into this thing and like put a product together? Because I don't have like a real background in like what it is like coding and like the digital background. I'm more
yeah,
like I don't have that type of background, but I'm just trying to figure out my place in the game. I'm here early, so I'm trying to figure out like what can I do to be a part of this because this is going to be the money of the world. I need to get a part of it. You know how Michael Saylor, he doing different things to like make make your digital ID or something like that. So he's working on the Lightning Network. I'm trying to figure out where I can play this game at too.
absolutely. And I felt the same. I kind of feel the same way as well, right? Because I'm actually tech savvy, but I don't know how to code. So I'm right there with you. But again, I felt like me being an educator in the space was my calling, and and it was great and it's rewarding. But like you said, I got burnt out, bro. I was literally on Clubhouse every single day, answering so many questions, bro. It's crazy. So you definitely get burnt out. But I think I did write a book because I'm a dad. I'm not sure if you have any kids.
Yeah, I got three. I just had another baby, man, about 14
I
days
remember you
ago.
telling me.
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, be here. So we
yeah.
good now. We got
Absolutely.
all
So yeah, I'm a
10 in the
dad.
file.
So absolutely. So I think, the next level is, get really shifting away from, the people that are older than us to our age. And I don't know how old you are. I'm 35.
Yeah, I'm
Our age
38,
and
so
younger.
I'm right up there with you.
Okay, cool. So our age and younger, teaching the kids. My son, he's 13 now, and back in the day, he was playing V Bucks. He was actually listening to me all the time on Clubhouse. He would actually come on Clubhouse and tell people what fractional reserve banking is. He has his own Bitcoin wallet. He knows about Bitcoin because of me, and he kind of already knows about it because of V Bucks and buying digital, things online and all that stuff. So they're more acceptable and susceptible to this information. So I feel like not only education is the way to go, but like I said, I'm writing a book for people that are dads and moms or just parents in general, grandparents. From my point of view on how I used to be a fiat minded individual, because so many people are fiat minded, right? All we care about is the U.S. dollar, and just like Michael Saylor says, it's a melting ice cube. You're just like Jeff Booth says, you're basically pricing Bitcoin in pieces of paper, which makes no sense at all. Even though it is the world's currency, we're spoiled in America. I've said this for many years that we're going to be the last to adopt Bitcoin as far as the masses, because we're spoiled. We're close to the money printer, and Americans are just spoiled. Even though they just don't care about Bitcoin. And even the guy that was at Ohio State University, and he was talking about Bitcoin, and they were bullying
Yeah, they
him.
booty. Yeah,
So it's like, man, y'all
yeah,
just are. The
yeah.
system's working exactly how it's intended, and it gets frustrating trying to help people. And I just shared the tweet about Noah, because everybody was looking at Noah like he was crazy until it started to rain. So it's like
Yeah.
everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy, and Bitcoin is like we're crazy, because we're trying to help them and trying to save them from the fiat disaster. Because all we see is TikTok videos, people complaining. We're seeing inflation go through the roof. We're seeing higher rent. We're seeing
And they
high
don't believe.
everything, right?
Yeah, they don't believe Bitcoin fix everything. So like it actually do. Like you say, Jeff Booth. I like him because everything. It's nothing in this world that you could buy and make everything around you get cheaper, but Bitcoin. Like
Exactly.
so, Jeff Booth. He actually say, man, my house costs like 330 Bitcoin in 2014 or something like that. Now it costs six. You see what I'm saying? So think about that. You had the type of money to buy 300 something Bitcoin in 14. Like they was like $200, $300 a piece at best. Now there's that much, and they only cost six. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just your priority. You spend this doggone this paper currency, and you buy hard assets. It's easy. Just wait. Get your money out. Well, I won't tell you get your money out the bank, but I get my money out the bank, put it into Bitcoin, and wait. If your dumb ass want to hold bonds that pay 5%, or the stock market moving up 10%, like that's fine. But you still got to rely on somebody to get that money for you. Like I don't want to rely on Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, to get that money for me. Like how big can they get? How much more money am I going to make off Amazon or Apple or stuff like that? Yeah, if they go to what from 2 trillion, $3 trillion companies to $6 trillion companies. Ooh, I doubled my money. But that means inflation's gonna rise and everything's gonna go up. Like Bitcoin is definitely gonna go way higher than that. So and we living in a world where people think that assets are the utilities that they use are assets, and that's the wrong way to look at everything. Like our house is a utility. A car is a utility. Like artwork is a utility. It all supposed to go down in value if we're really doing this shit right. Like what I'm talking about is if we doing like what it is. I forget what we do in America. Hey,
Fractional
but
reserve.
if we're really doing this right, all utilities supposed to go down and real assets supposed to go up. Because
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we
yeah,
if we're
absolutely.
using a hammer, like and we got a larger production on hammers, like I'm not gonna pay $75,000 for a hammer. You see what I'm saying? Like a house doesn't supposed to get more expensive, it's supposed to get cheaper. They're trying to lend us money on it. That's why they say these fake utilities are assets when they're not. They're utilities. And
Absolutely. Jeff Booth says that.
that's why I like Bitcoin the most, because all those other coins, everything they say about those other coins is faster. It allows you to do this. It allows you to do that. All you telling me is that's a utility, not an asset. And all that stuff is it may rise up for a little while, but it's all gonna drop in price. Just like the George Foreman grill. They was expensive as hell, but you get a George Foreman grill for $5.
Absolutely. That brings me to, again, and I share a lot of these same. I understand what you're saying. I definitely agree with what you're saying, and it's absolutely right. There's a lot of things that I share on my not only Twitter but on Instagram. It's crazy because when I look back, like when we look back in time, like I just want to like fast forward in time to like, I just want to go fast forward in time to like, you know, 5, 10 years from now, and just looking at our tweets, right, and just scrolling down the Twitter timeline or just scrolling down my IG, and like, dang, these guys were talking about Bitcoin. It was $1,000, $700, $10,000, $20,000, $60,000. It's now $600,000. Dang, and it's a lot of people just think they're late. Like there is no late to Bitcoin, but I wanted to play this video because you mentioned credit, and you mentioned where's that video? Here it is. Let me know if you can hear this. This is Jack Mahler's talking about how we, like you said you keep your money, you can't take your money out the bank, put it into Bitcoin. Why would you not do that, right?
So what I do, I only own Bitcoin, and I spend on credit.
Let me share my screen. My bad.
So it's what Sailor does. You borrow the weaker currency and harder currency. So I have credit cards, and I spend on those. And then when I need to pay those down, I sell the Bitcoin to pay them off. I do bill pay with Bitcoin, but in that way, I'm borrowing the currency that only goes down. So I get to spend it without ever needing to hold it, and I hoard the currency that averages going up 50 to 100% year over year. So everything around me gets 50 to 100% cheaper year over year, right? It gets like half off every single year. And I spend on a credit line of the currency that's getting actively debased by my government. So I'm just running a short trade all the way down to the penny. So what I do, I only own Bitcoin, and I spend on credit.
So this is why I teach financial literacy, right? And I've been telling people, I've been on this, right? And Jack is on this as well, and Michael Saylor done this as well. It's funny because I've actually, before Michael Saylor was even, we front ran. I don't know when you got it. We front ran BlackRock, right? We front ran ARK. We front ran all these people, right?
And I like to say I used to have more Bitcoin than Michael Saylor.
That's right. That's right. So I actually, back in 2020, and I actually tweeted this. I was actually stuck in between buying real estate, because even at that time, I was looking for cash flow. I was looking for, cash flow is very important, right? So at that time, I was really heavy into real estate, wholesaling, and I was like, man, should I just get a property or should I buy Bitcoin? Should I? Because I already had some Bitcoin. I was like, man, should I just take this money? Because me and my brother got over $100,000 in credit, business credit, which I tell people all about. Nobody wants to listen. The entrepreneurs care about it. The everyday average, 9 to 5 worker don't really care about credit, and they don't understand the power of credit, unfortunately. And that's why they're in the, rat race, and that's why they're in the system. That's why they're in the position that they're in. They don't want to learn. They don't want to upgrade. They don't want to take chances. They don't want to risk anything. So, it is what it is. So me and my brother got over $100,000 in credit, right? And I was like, man, should we just get a property or should we just, invest in Bitcoin? And I was like, I'm just going to buy Bitcoin. And this was around 2020, right? So Bitcoin dropped $3,000. I was buying at $5,000. I was buying at 10 grand, 20 grand. And then Bitcoin went to 69 grand. So, I made a nice ROI using the bank's money, right? So I made money using the bank's money at 0% interest for 12 months. Some cards give you 18 months, which is a year and a half. So you're borrowing money for free to make money. You make your profit, pay back the credit card, and now the profit's all yours.
Yep, rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Nobody knows that every LLC that you have, as long as you have decent credit, each LLC can get you $100,000 easy on the low end. I know Chase gives.
My homie Shannon, shout out One Solo Boss on Instagram. Like I interviewed him, and you kind of remind me of him. Even though I don't do the credit thing, y'all mindset, and it's like on the same path. And what he said he do, he'll get the credit lines, but he got homes as well, because he caught like Bitcoin like the 2013 wave and really understood it and put all his paychecks and stuff in there and was buying like crazy, right? So he does the credit thing you're talking about, but he backs it up with his HELOC on his home as well. Like, so say if the 12 months comes a little faster, he'll just go ahead and take the HELOC out and pay it off. the 12 months and then start the cycle back over again, pay his HELOC back off with the business credit or the credit line, and 12 months start over again for him. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I talked about that as well. I
So
said, if
so
all
he
right,
can
if I
wait
had a
years and
home,
years for Bitcoin to pop off. Like
that's
he can
right.
get past
If I
200.
owned a house and I needed money, and I was like, I just tweeted this not too long ago. I said, if I owned a home, because I don't, I rent this home. If I owned a home, I would take a home equity line of credit and buy Bitcoin. I said that. I've been saying that. And that's what your homie does. That's like a lot of people are just not financially literate, because even though you may have 5-10% interest on that home equity line of credit, Bitcoin goes up 100%,
Yeah,
100% minus 10%, you're still up 90%.
yeah.
And like you
But
said, you pay it back and then you rinse and repeat. It's just math, at the end of the day. But a
he
lot
do it.
of a lot
He
of
do
people
it a
just
little
don't.
different though. He used the home equity line of credit as a backup plan
Mm,
in order to pay don't pay any interest. Like how you say you got
mm.
12 months free interest. So he uses it as a backup plan so he don't ever have to pay interest. So when the 12 months come, if Bitcoin ain't did what he thought it would do, he'll just pay off the cards, right? And then the next month he'll borrow again for another 12 months interest free and pay off the
Absolutely.
equity line of credit and let his play still play out.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Another
I
great
think
thing.
that's dope because the debt on the house is real, but the equity is fake until you make it real. Like
So you realize it.
everybody say
Absolutely.
your net worth. Say you got a $200,000 house you brought, and then it moved to 400,000. It doesn't mean nothing to you at all. All you get to say is I'm worth this money, but it's not real until you make it real. Until you actually grab that equity out of the home and put it onto something. So that's what I like about how he utilized that. Like a lot of people utilize it the wrong way and they'll fix up their house and stuff like that. But I tell you one thing, after COVID, I didn't put a ounce of paint on this house and it went up a couple $100,000 or 100 and something thousand. So I know that the money is fake, bro.
Absolutely. And that's why I teach financial literacy, and that's why I help people, fix their credit so they can achieve, imagine if you get, and then I make videos about this all the time, right? Imagine if you get 50,000 on the low end and Bitcoin goes up. Bitcoin went up like 600% last run, right? So imagine if you just did 4x, right? Just 400% this time. 50,000 times 400%, that's 200,000 minus 50,000 that you borrowed. That's 100. That's 150, 100. Yeah, that's 150,000. You're telling me that wouldn't change somebody's life? You're telling me that you don't want to fix your credit to possibly earn and get $150,000 or more, or start your own business and cash flow, or chase your own dreams and cash flow, or leave your 9 to 5 that you're on Twitter and on TikTok complaining about that they're not paying you enough. So another thing is that life insurance. I'm not sure you know about the infinite money play. I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of weary of that, but I understand people mindset. I understand the mindset. Once I got into Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin or nothing though. But I got you on the life insurance. I know somebody who's selling like Bitcoin life insurance too, and they pay you out in Bitcoin as
Oh, that's
well.
fine.
Yeah,
The thing
but
is with the life insurance, it's you're able to, you put it in to the life insurance policy. It's going to grow. And what you're able to do is you're able to borrow the money against your policy. And as it grows, you don't lose the money, right? So you can borrow against yourself, and you're basically using the same dollar twice. So while it's growing in the policy, you can take out money and then buy Bitcoin, and then now you're making money 2 different times. So a lot of people think life insurance is only for when you die. It's not. It's you can use it while you're living, and that's what rich people do as well. So that's just another avenue for people to make money, right? So you can do
yeah,
that. You can do credit. You can do Bitcoin. I'm not really too big of a fan of real estate unless you're going to get an apartment complex where you're cash flowing a decent amount of money and the NOI is really good. The NOI is not too bad, where you're profiting very great because of the tax incentives. It depends on what you're looking for. Would be the vehicle of choice as far as your investment strategy. But I'm a Bitcoin maxi all day. I got Bitcoin tatted, but I understand there's other vehicles that can help you
exactly.
make money as well, that you can use that cash flow and that money to buy more Bitcoin. So a lot of Bitcoin maxis are like, don't trade, don't buy this, don't buy that. I'm like, yo, you guys are living in another world because we still need to make money. Cash flow is key. So
Yeah. I like what you said. I'm a Bitcoin maxi too, but I'm not a fool as well. Like I seen Solana go down to $10, and I brought like 100 of them at $20 a pop, and it went to 200. You see what I'm saying? That's 2K turning to 20K. Yeah, I'm not a shit corner, but I know it's a good trade when I see one. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
like,
And I call stock shitcoins. It's like, how do you get mad at somebody trying to make money, but you buy stocks for companies that are zombie companies that don't turn a profit and that are just, sucking off the tit of the government? Like, you can't be
yeah,
mad at somebody making money off shitcoins, but then you don't say nothing about these dumbass stock companies that are just zombie companies that really don't even make no money. So it's like, they're
yeah,
shitcoins too.
that's why I feel you on like the insurance and the credit play. It's like, but for me personally, I just don't like a third person I got to ask stuff for. That's the point of Bitcoin. So if you kind of like me, just buy Bitcoin, just buy it, like and own it, and actually put it on the wallet and hold it, and don't worry about it. Like you say, you're earning a living. That's your cash flow. Don't mess that up until you can finish. Like until Bitcoin take you to that level where you don't have to go to work anymore. So I make a decent amount of money right now at my job where I just earn my money and buy Bitcoin. Just go to work, earn my money, buy Bitcoin. Go to work, earn my money. Just like you do your 401k plan. And I got a set amount that I always put over there no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really worried about that because I can cash flow through my job. But you know, capitalism at its finest, man. People are getting into Bitcoin and the big players are, hey, bro, this gonna be insane this run.
That's right. You said 401k. 401k. Boy, don't get me started on the 401k scam. Schools are scams. 401k is scam. College is a scam. You know how many,
Well,
like, our whole
college
society
is
is a scam.
not a scale per se when you're learning the right things. Like if you're going to be a doctor, if you're going to be an engineer and stuff like that, that's well needed. And it's just the price that's a scam. Like everything I told you, like it's a utility, the price should be going down. We are right here talking to each other. One teacher can talk to the who. Hey, on YouTube right now, get the best engineer in the world. Let them teach something. Get the top three. Pay them. Everybody pay them $10. You'll have a million students in there. They'll chop up $10 million for the year, right? We paid $10, but they can chop up $10 million and teach everybody about engineering. Anybody who want to learn, and then like you just take a test, you pass that, boom, now you got your engineering degree or whatever. Like education doesn't mean a piece of paper. Education means you got the damn knowledge. So like education is supposed to be cheap. It's supposed to be damn near free to have an
At this
education right
point,
now.
absolutely. I agree 100%. And I say that, I say education is a scam just because majority of the things that, we're taught in school we don't use, right? I think if you are, see, I'm just different, right? And the entrepreneurs and my mentors, they say the same thing. So I'm on the same frequency as them, right? They say they wish they never sent their kids to school because only thing they teach you in school is how to be a worker, right? And that's fine. Not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur, right? But at the same time, you know, for me and my kids and my family, I'm like, yo, I don't really like the way they set it up, right? Because school is very similar to jail and also very similar to the workplace. So that's
But you're
just my
gonna have
opinion.
Bitcoin. Your kid's got a Bitcoin father, so he'll be able to, Bitcoin fixes all that stuff, bro. Like you'll be able to sit him
Absolutely.
and do it. Oh, you want to experience that? Go check it out for a year or two. If you want to
Yeah,
finish, you finish. You don't, you don't. Come back and you
absolutely.
work on this Bitcoin stuff. Like that's the beauty of the Bitcoin. Like people don't like education because they had to pay for it. To be honest with you, it's a setup. Like if you didn't have to pay for it,
It's a scam because the high interest and the shit that they be pushing you towards, it's not really going to benefit you. So a lot of people go to college for one thing, and they're told and they're sold a dream, and they get out of school and they're in massive student loan debt, and they can't find a job in the field that they're into.
yeah.
So that's what I mean by it's a scam. And I've already posted about this sometime last year about this lady who had like 90K in student loan debts. She paid like 50K, and she still owes 90K. So it's like that's the scam, right? So that's what I mean by that's a scam because
Yeah, you right about
the
that.
interest rates and you're going to school to learn a skill that's going to be outdated. By the time you get out of school, right, the information is outdated. You're also going to school for business. Like I pay for education, I pay for mentorships, right? 5,000, 10,000, whatever it is, right? And I post that online, and Bitcoiners lose their minds. You're charging 5 grand? Yeah, I'm charging 5 grand to teach you how to make 10 grand a month times 12. That's $120,000. So you're telling me you won't pay 5 grand to learn how to make money from an entrepreneur that actually makes money online and that's been doing it since 2020? But you'll go to college to learn business from somebody that never owned a business, and you
Yeah,
come out in debt?
I feel you. I feel you 100%, bro. But
I'm just
I
saying.
just think education should be free, and that people would like it a lot more if it was free. For
I
sure.
agree. If you're
Because
going to be an engineer, doctor, lawyer, I agree with you. That's worth going into. But if you're
even
going in
that,
for
even that should
business,
be cheaper, bro. Like I don't think you should pay all that money for education.
the reason
Like,
why it's so expensive is because the money's broken.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything is broke. That's why Bitcoin gonna fix that. Like my children will be able to do whatever they want to if it, no matter how much college costs, because
Right.
Bitcoin's gonna bring that down. One
Absolutely.
Bitcoin by the time they get to college gonna be $1 million probably. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
the college ain't gonna cost $1 million. Nobody would be going to college then. And if it do, like the money's gonna be so messed up, we'll just be living off Bitcoin.
And that means Bitcoin's going to be even higher. That's
Yeah.
what that means. I want to jump into Bitcoin or stupid stuff. I'm trying not to curse. Trying not to cuss. Trying to get my mind right.
Oh yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
be
My
good.
bad, bro.
No. You can cuss. I don't care if you cuss. I'm just trying not to cuss. It's a me thing. It ain't nobody else but me. So this is what It was the Apple iPad, the Vision Pros just came out, right? And we're always gonna look back in time and see this, and we're gonna say, "Dang, I should have bought more Bitcoin." So I want to ask you if you bought any of these things, because I have, and I want to see which one of these that you've bought. So you let me know if you bought any of these things.
No, I didn't buy none of that. But
I didn't buy this. I didn't buy this, but my son's mom bought this. But I don't know how much she paid. It
yeah,
was
my girls were
150
too
bucks.
young when that came out. But I got some aunties that brought the dog on that hoverboard.
Yeah, $150. So you could have bought point for $150. Bitcoin is now worth $15,000 if you would have just bought Bitcoin and chilled. That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
Let's see. Apple HomePod. I don't have that.
I actually got that from for free though. And that would be $2,000 today if I would have sold it and paid and bought Bitcoin with it.
That's crazy. That's 10x.
That's crazy.
Basically 10x.
What's that?
8x. That's a Cybertruck
I
reservation.
definitely got that. But
That's
I
an
got it. I got
8x.
it bought for 250 in November. So yeah, not the dollar,
8x.
not the $100. November Bitcoin was like at 30K. So I'm about 500. Yeah,
Now, this one says from December 2019. So since
2023.
then, December 1st, 2019 till now,
Oh,
it's an
that's the
8x.
first Cybertruck reservation for
Yeah,
$100. Yeah,
yeah.
but I got that. So yeah, I'm down 500. I don't have a Dyson. No.
I have a Dyson, but it was actually a business expense, and I didn't get it in 2015. I have an Airbnb. I had an Airbnb back in 20. When did I have my Airbnb? 2021. So I had an
Yeah.
Airbnb. I bought a bunch of stuff, and my partner had a Dyson vacuum
Chris, this
already.
right here, bro, makes you just want to just like forget buying anything and just put it all in
I'm
Bitcoin.
telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
Michael Saylor got the right idea, bro. Nike Fuel Band. Nah, I don't got that.
I don't got that either. Tinder
Tinder and
Gold.
Gold. What's that? Like a ounce of gold?
It's a
Gram?
dating app, and then you pay for $10 subscription. So
No.
$10 is worth it's worth $2,400.
Let me see. What's that? Oh
They
yeah,
give you
Nintendo Wii. Dang, 1.8 M's. Man, I gotta go get that up. I brought that, but I didn't know about Bitcoin then. But
I didn't know about Bitcoin then either. I had my son was 2, and I don't think his mom got him this as well, but I don't think she got it when it was brand
yeah,
new.
because I brought that in 2011, I think, maybe 2012.
200 to almost 2 mil.
Netflix basic, just the regular net. Oh
Yeah, Netflix basic plan, that was regular Netflix back in 2015.
no, I don't got that one.
You know how many people I've seen talking about this? A lot.
Nah,
A lot. 68 racks for a briefcase, $3 million.
V1, nope,
Yeah.
bro,
I
this
like
is
Tesla.
insane.
Huh? I
For
didn't hear
every
you.
one thing I buy going forward, I'm gonna try to buy 2 of them, and I'm gonna put the rest in Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
Juice.
You
Oh,
smoke?
I don't smoke, bro. The hit roll with
Okay.
them.
Yeah, I don't smoke either.
Hunger Games book,
Hunger Games book, PS4. I think
and
everybody got PS4.
I got
I don't think.
PS5. I skipped the 4. The last one I had before the 5 was the 2.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I had a PS4. I don't know what I don't know what this is.
I got a juicer, but not that one.
Mm. Coachella.
Nah, they better put some Hennessy in that bitch.
Xbox One. You an Xbox or a PlayStation dude?
I PlayStation, bro.
Okay. I'm both.
Nah, I really don't rock that Supreme logo, but
I mean, Travis
man, it's
Scott tickets, 10x.
basically all you gotta do is like everything you buy going forward, try to get 2 of.
Yeah, so if you're gonna
Dang,
buy
that
something for
right there
99
hurts right there,
bucks,
bro.
yeah, put
That hurts.
99 bucks to the side and buy Bitcoin. Exactly. I
I
agree
brought
with you.
the original Amazon Echo, the tall one, right, for like $1.69, and I know it's like at least 12 or 13, 2012 or 13. So I know I would have been eating right now. Because Bitcoin was like $600 in 2016.
I already know.
And we're gonna be set like people don't realize that was 8 years ago, Bitcoin was $600.
It wasn't that long ago.
And what's gonna happen 8 years from now? That's why people say it's gonna be $1 million easily in 2030. 8 years from now, if it do half them numbers, bro, it's gonna be $3 million.
Bro, supply and demand. People don't understand that, bro. Supply and demand. All right,
I
so
think
that
I think
was. Go ahead.
I think you're gonna be more famous to have one Bitcoin than like movie stars are.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the top. We're
Like
gonna be elite, man.
a person with a full
And then they're gonna
Bitcoin is
say
gonna be more
we're
famous than
lucky.
some movie stars.
Yeah, then we're gonna say we're lucky because we put in the work and we studied and we saved and we invested. Let's look at the liquidations real quick. In the past 24 hours, 51,000 traders were liquidated. So this is why I tell you guys, don't trade unless you know what you're doing. We have $121 million liquidated in the past 24 hours. 40 million of that was from Bitcoin. I always look at the liquidation maps, like the heat maps and stuff, just so we can see, you know, visually what people are doing. Because, the exchanges can see exactly what everybody's doing, right? And the whales can see that too. So what they do is They look and see, okay, everybody's going short, everybody's going long right now. Oh, okay, let's liquidate them. And then what they'll do is they'll liquidate everybody, make everybody lose their Bitcoin, and then they'll send it the opposite way. So we have all this up here. We have 3 billion shorts up ahead, 1 billion up ahead at 67,000, 3 billion at 71,000. So it looks like we got rid of all the longs, right? So this is the games that they play. They can see all the information that we can see. They can see it too. The exchanges can see it, and the whales can see it. So they're like, all right, well, the ETF let's launch. Let's flush the market so we can get some cheap Bitcoin. Okay, let's buy here. Boom, and then they send it up. Oh, everybody's long, flush them again. Everybody's short, flush them again the opposite way. So this is exactly what they do. And this is how I also trade, is by looking at, what's going on, and looking at the heat map, and looking at the liquidations. So this is something that I always look at periodically, and I always try to tweet this as well. But here you have almost $10 billion in shorts to be liquidated at 71,000 accumulatively over 30 days on all the exchanges. So, what do you think is going to happen? If everybody's going short, what do you think is going to happen?
Oh, the most pain is going to be above.
Yeah,
So
next pain is higher.
yeah, and that's for everybody. I'm not talking about just the traders, man. The max pain is for everything. For Bitcoin to go up, the max pain gonna hurt everybody, bro. Like real estate people, everybody's gonna hurt. Like anything, like if you just do stocks, if you just in cash, max pain is up. It's not down.
Much higher. So we're looking at Bitcoin on exchanges. Don't know if you follow this metric at all, but everybody watching should have their own Trezor or Ledger or Cold Card, and you should definitely take your coins off exchanges. If you haven't learned your lesson from FTX, you're probably going to learn that lesson, because it happens every cycle where you know an exchange closes or crashes or gets bankrupt. We had Celsius as well. We had Terra Luna. We had AC3 or whatever as well. So we had a ton of liquidations, ton of exchanges, be affected by that. And how you can avoid all that trouble, all that pain, all that drama is by self-custody your own Bitcoin. And if you are scared to do so, um, you know, I can understand that you're being scared, but if you want to be sovereign and you want to, take control of your life, you need to be your own bank. Whether you do so or not, up to you. I'm sure in the future the banks will hold your Bitcoin for you, and I'm sure they're going to do the same kind of thing that they're doing now. But we shall see, right? Do you think that's going to happen in the future, Jake?
Well, I'm trying to look at you and see. I can barely hear you a little bit though. But I heard you
Oh,
say
my
if
bad.
you're scared, like right. I say, man, if you're scared, you are not. You don't care about yourself. You go to work 40 hours a week, and if you do not research Bitcoin for like 100 hours, like bro, what you going to work 40 hours every week for? Like, you don't want to protect your money that you earn. You don't want to figure out how to save my time and wealth as much as possible. Like, you don't. If you're scared, it's just that you don't care. You don't care to learn. And yeah, it may be hard to get past stuff, but it's so many people out there teaching this stuff right now, man. And like, I don't think you care. If you don't want to learn about it, and if you learn about it and you say it's not for me because I do this, this, and this, but you're not getting out of that rat hole or that
Rat
spinning
race, yep.
wheel,
Mm-hmm.
then you don't care enough. Like for you not to put in the work and you going to work every day and not earning the money, you just don't care about your wealth. You don't care about yourself.
I agree. And a lot of people think that they're putting their money into stocks and real estate. They think that they're, doing something, which, in the past, yeah, I mean, I guess, depending on what you're measuring it by. But when you price everything in Bitcoin, you're losing.
Yeah, well,
So
stocks and all that, yeah, it works, but it's still a part of the system. And you're not really caring about being outside of that system and having like a branch outside of the system. Yeah, we all got to play in the system because the system is the United States, and they can print money, they can devalue your money. But if 2020 didn't show you anything else, is that your money can be devalued at the stop, like instant, snap of a finger. So do you want to play in that system where you can't get ahead? Like, even if you work your butt off, make millions of dollars, if somebody snap their finger, they can print so much money and then make that $1 million shrink. And they can't do that with Bitcoin. If you can't put in enough hours, time to protect yourself just a smidgen, you don't care about yourself. And I can't really fight for somebody who don't care about themselves. Like, how am I supposed to care more about you than you?
absolutely. I don't know if you've seen this. I tweeted this a while ago. It said, they printed out of thin air, literally. And you think this was crazy? Wait till, I mean, everything's digital now. So now they print even more than this at the click of a button. Exactly what you're just saying.
Yeah, they finna print some more. But yeah, Chris,
They
man,
have to.
I gotta jump off, bro. I appreciate you bringing me on. I just gotta jump off, bro. Time to
Absolutely.
go.
You have a good day, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody, where can they follow you at?
Yeah, well, you can find me at Jake Fever Drink Reviews, Jake Fever everywhere. Just type in Jake Fever, I'll pop up. I'm on Twitter, Jake Fever CO. Like, I got everywhere, man. Jake Fever. Yes, sir. But I appreciate Chris bringing me on. We're gonna do some more work together, bro.
Absolutely. You take care. God bless, brother. Much love. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is look into these tweets, and then we'll be done with today's episode. So shout out to Jake for coming on. He had to run, but it was good to speak to other Bitcoiners in the space, and it's a great ecosystem for us to chat and try to figure out what we can do to bring value, because Bitcoin's proof of work and we want to put in the work, right? So we can help each other out, build a sustainable ecosystem, a Bitcoin economy if we can, and just continue to build. So let's go through these tweets really, really, real quick. Fiat world. How much every single time somebody prices Bitcoin in their US dollars in their token, it tells you they don't get it. Every time they say Bitcoin's going up, it tells you they don't get it. Because here's what the world wealth looks like today. About 900 trillion in total global wealth, 400 trillion in debt. The 400 trillion is already insolvent. It would take 12,873,000 years to pay back that debt. It's already completely insolvent. Yet every person playing within that game is saying, I'm going to get trapped in the system and all my labor and capital is going to get captured as this gets more and more insolvent, because it's already insolvent. And so they're measuring from that system. So today, if you did 900 trillion divided by 21 million, or you could do it divided by whatever you want for lost coins, you would get the implied value of each Bitcoin today if it stays decentralized and secure. That is the value based on today's purchasing power of Bitcoin. But there's two things that if you're measuring through that system, you're going to get really confused about. In 5 years, that 900 trillion will not be 900 trillion. It'll be something like 2 quadrillion. So it'll more than double in the next 5 years, I suspect, because it has to, because of the amount of monetary easing to be able to keep that system solvent, especially with how fast technology is moving the other way. We'll have to massively increase the amount of money supply, massively. So let's use 2 quadrillion. At that time, so 5 years from now, then that 46 million per Bitcoin today would turn into 92 million per Bitcoin tomorrow. $92 million per Bitcoin in the next 5 years. Do you think it's possible? I do. If you were listening to what he is saying, the money printer must go burr, which means the devaluation will continue, which means the death spiral, which means Bitcoin must go up. Somebody said has bigger block sizes. You mean the debunked question mark? Let me pull this up. It's working with Bitcoin Cash. It doesn't have a high volume of people to see it and act in practice. That is called a free market. Bitcoin Cash is trash. Yes, you can have bigger blocks, but will people use it? No, they're not. The market has chosen Bitcoin over Bitcoin Cash. This is something called the block size wars. You need to do your due diligence and do your research. Please get educated. My goodness, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Oh, what me and Jake were talking about earlier. Fix your credit, get some money, make money. I'm looking for one more video, and we are done.
In the world, if you measure in Bitcoin, prices are falling to the marginal cost of production. The only difference is what, so all over the world, if you're pricing in whatever fiat instrument, prices are rising. So essentially, Bitcoin is telling you the truth in what's happening in the world. And it doesn't matter if the debt gets destroyed or hyperinflated away. Bitcoin, just being an honest ledger, is imposing that discipline. And you can measure what should be happening in a free market. In other words, prices falling, the marginal cost of production is happening in Bitcoin. So now, Kelly entering into Bitcoin, his bonds are getting upgraded twice, while US bonds are getting downgraded. That system is, and it starts really small in networks. So you have a global network effect. Anybody on Bitcoin, in other words, any person on the planet that knows right now could say, I'm going to move out of a system that is going to constantly steal my wages into a system that doesn't. And because it's an open monetary network, an open decentralized system, anybody on the planet can do that. And what's happening is, as people are starting to see that, they're moving. And then and they're starting to cluster in regions. And as those clustering, and as there's trading within this on the circular economy on that, it's expanding. And it's expanding all over the world in different regions, some faster than others. And Bitcoin Beach, which was a small experiment, but then when this corner store gets on another person, and all of a sudden other people want to see what's happening there, and more people go to El Salvador to see what's happening there. And then it moves into the president saying, wait, we can give economic freedom to our country and step out of this punishing system by adopting Bitcoin. And the president sees it and adopts it. And then more people start to see it. And then other countries start to say, wait, what are we doing in this repressive system? We're going to do it. But the point is, and then BlackRock does it. But it doesn't matter who, every single individual on this planet, if they know, can front run the entire, everyone else. And that system is for all of us instead of for a small few of them.
All right, and the last video
It's in the Magnificent Seven. It's one of the only ways to protect your value from, you wouldn't leave your value in the bank because you lose more of your money faster. So people think they're making money in Google. And so they're both using Google because it gives them more value. And Google's removing labor faster and faster on the path to AI. And people are storing their wealth in Google and then wondering why it is these monopolies have so much power over them. And they are making them stronger. The good news is this: Bitcoin is repricing Google too, and repricing all the cash flows, and will forever. And so all of these things, you start to see that only a new system outside of the existing system can actually take us to where we want to go. Next journey down the rabbit hole for many is how that relates to political systems. And if economics wasn't based on free markets, and really economics is simple, prices fall to the marginal cost of production, and we trade with each other all over the world, we try to gain more value, then you would see, but instead economics was based on a theft, and that theft had to grow over time. Wouldn't it make sense that politics was just a control system about who got more of the spoils. And then you start to see all of your friends starting to argue with which political party is better. Which person gets more of the spoils, when it's all based on theft. And they're right. And they're so convinced in their picture that they're right, that they fight and yell at each other and scream, all making themselves weaker and making the system stronger over them by giving their energy to the thing that's co-opting them. Both sides. In this next one, exploitation.
All right. Alrighty. So that is today's episode. Shout out to, of course, Max and Stacy, Jeff Booth, Jake Fever for coming on. Of course, we have Bitcoin Zay. We have King Bless. We have all the countless people in the Bitcoin space. Berm. We got Natalie. We got Swan. We got Breed Love. We got Michael Saylor, of course. It's just so many different people from all different walks of life in the Bitcoin space. So if you guys want to come party with us in Orlando, bit-exit.com can get your tickets. It's going to be 2 days of fun, Friday and Saturday. And we are going to have a stake off. So if you're going to be VIP, you get to stay in the Airbnb and you get free food and drinks the entire stay. We're going to be giving away 2 million Satoshis. We're going to be having a bowling competition, DJ, of course, food and drinks, like I mentioned. Full day. If you guys have been watching me, I go to Conrad Orlando. We'll go to Conrad Orlando and hang out for the resort day on Saturday. We'll have some dope merch. We got some guest speakers as well. Bitcoin Zay, Camilla, and Armando as of now. More speakers to be announced as we are winding down. And it's already May, June, July. So we got 2 months, right? So make sure you guys come and hang out. Check out bitcoin.fiatdad.com. Pre-order my new book, or just click this QR code right here, or scan this QR code right here. Pre-order my new book on the way. All right, and head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. You can wire up to $10 million, $10 free when you join. Also, there's no fees up to $10,000 when you purchase on Swan. So no fees on your first 10K. No fees on your first $10,000 in buys. So make sure you sign up for Swan. Get your $10 free. Download the app. Start the DCA. I put so many people on the Swan. I have orange pilled thousands, if not tens of thousands. And I'm sure millions of dollars have been bought of Bitcoin thanks to the influence that I've had. Thanks to God. But thank you, God, for the voice and the ability to do what I love, which is help people out. But it can be overwhelming and it can get tiring and you do get burnt out. So thank you, God, for the strength and the power and for the break that I had, not only on Clubhouse, but on Twitter, and not only on Twitter, but on YouTube. So now that I'm back, I look forward to helping you guys out even more, dropping more gems. Let me go ahead and let me do one more thing here for you guys. If you are watching right now, I'm going to do one more thing for you guys for watching to the end. If you want the Satoshi giveaway, leave a comment. Go to the YouTube page, youtube.com/@Bitcoin Chris. Go to this video and make sure and make sure that you leave your Bitcoin address so I can provide you with the Satoshis as promised for my subscribers. But if you don't leave your Bitcoin wallet address, then how can I send you guys Satoshis? I said this on the last video and nobody left a comment. Let me double check. Let me have you guys watch with me. Okay, let's check. Let's check. Was it the halving date video? I don't think it was. No comments. I don't think that was the one though. 10 days ago. No comments. All right, so if y'all don't want, and so the subscribers are supposed to, you're supposed to subscribe, and then, I'm supposed to pick from the subscribers, but guess what? I can't view my subscribers. I don't know how to do so. Yeah, so all you have to do is subscribe. I'll figure out how to check my subscribers later on. And then all you have to do is leave a comment with your Bitcoin address, okay? Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and of course Twitter, if you guys haven't already. And with that being said, this is Bitcoin Chris checking out. God loves you. I love you. Hopefully we'll have more special guests on to talk about Bitcoin as we move into the supply crutch and as we move into the final days of Bitcoin under 6 figures. So, with that being said, guys, much love. Bitcoin Chris checking out. See you guys in the next video.